Yes, the Marvel Zombies. Everybody's like fifth favorite Marvel comic, but my first for some reason. The Marvel Zombies was a smash hit, terrifying young kids and grown men alike, remembered for its absurd and crazy story and awesome gore. Since it came out, Marvel Zombies has grown kind of a cult following, spawning many fan projects such as this edgelord shit I'm showing on screen. Marvel Zombies also scored itself a really mediocre episode in What If, and it has a new show that looks like it's gonna be shit coming on the way. Along with all of this, Marvel Zombies also scored itself a spin-off with Evil Dead, a new snazzy board game, and an awesome short-lived toy line from like 2008. But I ain't here to talk about Bruce Campbell and Diamond Select. What do I look like, a nerd to you? Nah, son. Today I'm gonna be doing a retrospective of all my Marvel Zombies custom action figures. And let me tell you, I've made a lot. Oh shit, wait, oh. Maybe I am a nerd. Anyways, friends, hop on my virgin journey with me while I talk about all my Marvel Zombies custom figures. Right off the bat, there's a lot to talk about. I've literally made 7 of these fuckers. So why not start from the bottom and work our way up to the very top? So let's start by talking about my worst zombie custom, Zombie Deadpool. Before I start talking about this really mediocre custom figure I made, I want to talk a little bit about this character's comic history. Zombie Deadpool appeared for literally one comic panel before his head got chopped off when he became a gag character in the mainline Deadpool comics. And yeah, that's kind of it. Pretty big waste of potential in my opinion, but hey, what do I know? Surprisingly, this stupid little head got 4 figure releases, 1 with the Hot Toys and 3 with Marvel Legends. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling on about these comics and start talking about what you guys really came here for. So, anyways, this custom is just the movie Deadpool, except with some interchangeable parts. These new parts consist of a new zombie hand and a new 3D printed zombie head. Needless to say, these interchangeable parts kinda look like shit. The painting on the head is really sloppy and barely matches the red of the rest of the figure. The eyes also look pretty wonky, and the nose kinda reminds me of a pig. But the thing definitely ain't my worst work ever. The sculpting on the hand isn't that bad, and the paint's actually pretty good. No, the paint sucks. 4 out of 10, moving on. So, keeping up the theme with X-Men, here we have my Zombie Wolverine custom figure. This one is a major step up from the Zombie Deadpool due to the fact it does not look like a California raisin. Going forward, like how I did with Deadpool, I'm going to give a little background on all the characters. So here we go. At the start of the outbreak, Wolverine is facing off zombies at X Mansion, until Zombie Colonel America and Zombie Hawkeye bite him, infecting him. As the series goes on, Wolverine becomes one of the main zombies. A few things worth of note that Zombie Wolverine did is lose his arm by trying to stab Silver Surfer, get killed by himself, and then get killed again by Sandman. I don't really know how that works, but anyways, time to move on to the actual figure. Just like the Zombie Deadpool, the zombie custom here is just interchangeable parts, so I can still have a normal Wolverine and a zombie Wolverine. The difference being here, it actually looks cool and doesn't look like a California raisin that was shit on. Along with the zombie head and hands, I also gave this figure a dumbbell joint, so it has a lot better range of motion than you would normally get with a standard disc joint. Look at how good the articulation is now. With this added dumbbell joint, you can get the figure in a lot more dynamic poses than you would usually expect. That, along with the fact I'm actually really happy with how the sculpt came out, and the paint doesn't look too bad, I think this zombie custom is definitely a solid one. Moving on to articulation, it's the standard Marvel Legends articulation, pretty dynamic, and with the added dumbbell joint, it's a lot more dynamic. All the joints are really smooth, so it's pretty fun posing this guy. Not really gonna get any problems with posing, except that belt, which kind of gets in the way. But anyways, this thing gets an 8 out of 10 for articulation. To custom, this figure checks off all the boxes. Smooth paint, nice sculpting, and no paint rub. So final verdict is a 7 out of 10. Before I continue reviewing these custom figures, I'm gonna let a few of my pals take over. So take it away, Cheesecock Studios and Josh.
After me and Nico were done looking at some Venom titties, he not only told me to have a circle jerk with him, he also decided to tell me to review his shitty ass custom. So after committing multiple war crimes and drinking a lot of alcohol, I finally decided to do it. Anyways, Nico, here the fuck you go. Hey assholes, it's me, your least favorite YouTuber, here to review this fucking awesome ass figure right here. Alright fuckers, let's go. Firstly, if you want a hard on, just look at this figure. It's fucking awesome. It's basically just a movie Venom figure with the logo and just an awesome ass fucking head on it. The tongue looks awesome, the eyes look awesome, the paint is awesome, everything about this fucking paint, amazing. Although, I kinda don't fuck with the logo, cause it's inconsistent on the front and back, so that's just me. This horny bitch of a figure comes with multiple heads. You see, this head is basically just an alternative head to this cool ass custom. This is the zombie head, this is the normal head, and a fucking pig. The articulation of this figure's eye, I don't really remember, like, what the things are called, so, just look at the articulation, guys. It's awesome, guys. It slaps, guys. Look at it. Whoa. His knee bends. His ankle bends. Here's the figure next to Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, Wolverine, Deadpool, Doctor Strange, and Black Panther.
Oh boy, here comes the most problematic section of the video. Oh boy, please don't get me crucified. Alright, y'all been waiting for this. The one and only Zombie Black Panther. I think this one looks really cool. Nico did an amazing job on it, and the detail is just insane. Look at that gore. Look at that. Looks like he jumped straight out of the comic with a little bit of movie detail sprinkled in there. Like the backbone. It's just superb. I love it. Alright, let's start the articulation. So we got head stuff, you know, basic Marvel Legends head, left, right, up, and down. Bicep cut, butterfly joints, bend at the elbow, wrist articulation, all that jazz. Nice crunch forward and back. Waist swivel, left and right. Waist split. Legs go forward far, bend at the knee. Ankle pivot, and alright, size comparison time. Here he is next to the zombie Doctor Strange, the zombie Iron Man, the zombie Captain America, the zombie Deadpool, zombie Wolverine, and of course, the zombie I got that
Ooh, now that those bozos finally shut up, I can finally get back to reviewing my figures. Anyways, now let's move on to Zombie Captain America. So, interestingly enough, in the Marvel Zombies universe, Captain America was actually given the title Colonel America, and he was one of the first to be infected. He later got his brain blown out by Silver Surfer, then fought Red Skull and died horribly. He was later resurrected in the body of Black Panther's son, but that lasted like 2 seconds, and then he was like never seen again. So this custom figure is basically just a what if zombie Captain America, but completely repainted to look more like my other zombie customs and be more gritty, opposed to the more like kiddie look the original figure had. I also gave him the shield from the Captain America Civil War 3-pack with Spider-Man and Iron Man. Throughout the entire figure, I'm mostly happy with how the paint came out, with just a few areas of exception, such as too much black on the arm, or the red being too bright on the leg. Otherwise, I'm really happy with how the paint came out on most of this figure, except for a bit of paint chipping, but it's not that frequent and it's not too noticeable. Now let's talk articulation. Articulation on this figure is the best thing ever. Hasbro did a really good job with this mold and it's very expressive. You can get him in like any creepy zombie pose, it just looks so fucking hot. Yeah, so 10 out of 10 for articulation. I definitely love this custom figure. It's definitely one of my better zombies and definitely one of my better customs in general. Final verdict on this custom is an 8 out of 10. I love it. In the Marvel Zombies, Iron Man was one of the main characters, and for a while he was the leader of the group. He went on to get blasted in two by Silver Surfer, but eventually got his legs back. He was then swiftly bitch-stomped on by the Hulk and died. But that's not all. In Marvel Zombies Returns, War Machine took up the role as Iron Man and became a zombie killer. So this custom figure is basically just the Mark 7 10 years anniversary Iron Man, but resculpted in a lot of areas to have gore. This figure also has a new 3D printed head sculpt. This figure did have a different head sculpt originally, but I prefer this new one a lot more. As you can see, I added a lot of gore, including an exposed ribcage, a gashed open stomach, a heavily damaged arm, and a lot more. Here you can see his busted open thigh and exposed shin bones. I also gave this custom a few blast effects that plug into the back and hand. Now moving on to articulation. So moving on to articulation, articulation's pretty mid on this guy. The base figure didn't have the best articulation to begin with, and since this is one of my older customs, I kind of fucked up some of the points. But articulation on this guy is just good enough to pull off some really expressive and cool looking poses. So overall, I love this custom figure. It's one of the best customs I've ever made, and it is my personal favorite out of all the zombies I made. Objectively, it's not the best. I think the Zombie Strange is objectively the best, but this is a very close second. And overall, ranking out of 10, 10s across the board, baby.
What?
Ooh, one more. Here we go. Zombie Doctor Strange. So, Doctor Strange isn't in Marvel Zombies. I think Giant Man said something about eating him once, but that's the only mention of him. So, this custom figure is just the Infinity War 3-pack Doctor Strange, but fully resculpted in some parts to have gore, and with a new head sculpt. The added gore on this figure include a chopped off arm, a hole in the chest, a chewed out eye, and a exposed shin bone. For accessories, I gave this guy an alternate hand, which can hold a bloodied up, fucking whatever the fuck that is that he uses in the movies. This figure also splits in two, so I made an accessory that plugs into the bottom half of him when you can split him in half. These guts don't really look the best, and I don't like them that much, but whatever. They look better when you plug them into the bottom of him, so make it that way you will. So articulation on this guy is kind of terrible. Hasbro's old movie Doctor Strange has never had the best range of motion, so the articulation here is pretty limited. It's not the worst thing ever, but like... The new Doctor Strange molds are a lot better, but hey, what you gonna do? Still isn't the worst thing ever, but hey. Alright, so, I definitely love this figure. Definitely one of my best custom figures, and you know, I really like it. Probably my best zombie. Even though my Iron Man's my favorite one, but this one's objectively the best one, according to everyone. So, final verdict on it is a 10 out of 10. Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you enjoyed the new video. Hope you enjoyed my new set. Hope you enjoyed the cameos from my good friends Emil and Josh. Channels will be linked in the description if I remember to put them there. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the new set, the figures and everything, so until next time, don't forget to go fuck yourself.